filling some hard drives. Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents the Grimstone Chronicles Season 4, Episode 40. I am your DM and host, Marty, joined by the full Ontario crew. How is everyone doing on this fine Thursday? Let me inch your mics up because I don't know where some of your levels are anymore. How is everyone doing?
Good.
Check.
You sound like aircraft controller at this point.
yeah. He's going to announce the bus route or something.
He's going to tell me how our flying time and whether or not the turbulence.
If you look outside the right side of the plane, you'll see the engine is on fire and we are about to die. Thank you for flying Spirit Airlines.
We took a cheap airline in Europe because France was busy. France was busy being upset with themselves and burning things, so they canceled one of our trains because they're like, "No, we can't possibly." So we had to take a last-minute flight on an El Cheapo airline. No, never again. Next time I will rent a car and drive. It was bullshit. It was the worst experience for like a cheap airline that I've had, and it's worse than Ryanair, who literally has lawn chairs instead of seats.
That's actually something I'd want to try. Lawn chairs. Wow, that's amazing.
It's like lawn chairs bolted to the ground. There's no cushions. There's no padding. You can puke wherever you want. You can just hose it out. So yeah, no. I got back earlier this week. I'm still fighting a little bit of jet lag, but yeah, I'm carbing up for judo this weekend and going to play some D&D and try not to fall asleep. Carbing up and not fall asleep, these are things that are opposites, though. So
yeah.
I'm doing my best.
Just cue up Steel Blood or whatever it's called. Kill the orcs in the background. Funny. Okay, so that was Adam. Your trip went well?
Trip went well. Spain is amazing. Spain is super chill. It's got a lot of history. There's they've got architecture for architecture's sake in a way that's like, it looks good. Why did we do it? Because it looks good. Fair enough. It's like buildings that are like, look nice. Instead of just being like horrible glass aluminum cubes. Pretty building. Look at the pretty building. Hey, look, it's pretty.
You don't like the postmodern Bauhaus kind of like big square glass building?
So my favorite painter is Picasso. My favorite period of Picasso is the Blue Period. It's going to be real nerdy, real short. Picasso is a Spanish painter. He grew up near Barcelona. So the early Picasso Museum is in Barcelona, and it's got like his schoolwork. Like the shit he did when he was 12 at art school are like masterpieces on a grand scale, and I love them. I love them more than like the cubic stuff that happened later, but it was a good time.
Adam just hates symmetry.
Well, he can't picture things in his head, so
this might be why I like. Hey, look, it's a picture. It's a thing. It looks like the thing. How is this possible to make something that looks like a thing?
Funny. Ahmed, what's new with you? What's going on?
I have redone the basement.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you manage to go home? Do you have power now? Like that was the last time.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's been a while. Yeah, we got power. We fixed everything. I got a new desk set up. You can see you guys are up there now instead of down there.
Yep.
New chair. It's comfortable. Not enough to make me sleep though. It is. It's pretty goddamn comfortable. And the desk goes up and down. Wait. Oh. So if I fall asleep, I can stand up. Yeah.
And
They
then you
get
can
some
fall asleep
head
and fall down.
injuries going on.
Slam! And hits the table, collapses to the ground.
I'm fine. Blood deep falling out.
I debated getting a stand-up desk for D&D, but I don't know. I stand up all day for work, so
No, I'm
not quite
this
there
is
at
good.
standing up desk for D&D.
This will be fun. This will be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Our D&D sessions are much longer than, say, a work meeting. Mark, what's going on? I'm almost afraid to ask you to speak. What's going on?
Actually, I was just going to ask, Adam, should I be on, for the advanced setting, AEC or stethoscope?
AEC.
Okay.
You are not. You do not have a digital stethoscope that you can talk to us. I hope.
Well, I don't. Oh, right, we're on VT. That's why this is
like medical software.
Just misusing medical ones.
let me just push this to my chest so you can hear it, Doc. Is it okay?
I forgot what we're using. Sorry. Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, no, I just finished 8 days of straight work, so that kind of, with a switch from day shift to night shift after 5 days, so that was fun.
Oh, your sleep schedule must be.
Oh, it's trash
just
right
ass
now.
right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will stop complaining then because
and they had the nerve to ask me to work tomorrow too. Like no, no, on day shift no less. So switch again. Just no.
So just to get it put down somewhere, I read the book Project Hail Mary by Brian Weiss, I think, the guy who wrote The Martian, like the Matt Damon movie.
Mm.
And the book is, if you like space or science nerd stuff, is the best science factual book I've read in a long time. It's like Michael Crichton level of coolness, but
Crichton?
Yes. All right. But nerdier.
Okay.
Like the guy who the actual author, he's a software engineer is actually what he does. He's a nerd. So it's just very well done.
Let's see. I've got 2 things on order. The Old Man's War, Old Man's War, which is a fun sci-fi series. Yeah, it's Old Man's War. Scalzi is the name of the author. So I've read the first book, but I haven't read the entire series, and then I realized that I had borrowed the first book, so I don't actually own it. So I think that's the next one I'm going to read, or at least the series I'll read this summer. And then I was looking at a description of the definition of Kafka-esque, and then I realized that I had never read any Kafka, but his stories apparently are from the turn of the early 1900s about bureaucracies that are absurd, twisted, and cruel. And I'm like, well, this will just be fuel for certain cultures in Marty's D&D game. So I'm gonna do some nerdy reading. It's rare when an author's name becomes a descriptor for a certain type of phenomena, I guess. So I'm gonna go and nerd out, and that'll be my reading this summer. I finished a couple books for work. They're product program management books kind of thing. But I'm like, okay, now I need to go back to nerd before I can stomach the how to be a better program manager book. Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to have an upcoming Six Sigma black belt training thing coming up. So I'm going to be getting homework from work to get my Six Sigma black belt. Woohoo! I could make you a thing that has a really low fallout rate. Whee!
And then we had fun on Tuesday in the Gonzo Dread Realm Dream Realm on Titan's Gift. They had a lot of fun dealing with some second ed D&D logic.
You mean the kind of logic where did you do the exact right thing? No, you're dead? That kind of logic?
Yeah. there were some death saves. There were some saves versus death.
So you modernized it. You gave them saves versus the death instead of saying, "Oh, you want to do that? You're dead." Oh, you open the door, you die.
I distinctly remember someone saying they tried to run Tomb of Horrors, and there's just sections like if you spend 10 minutes in the room, a rock drops and you all die. There's no save.
Yeah, it was back in the day. I thought a little bit more about this. Is back in the day when the DM was trying to outsmart the players, not the characters, the players. And there's a lot of puzzles and traps that it's almost like what your character sheet says is irrelevant. Like it's a certain style of play that was a very early dungeon crawl, DM versus player
it was
antagonistic.
A war game.
Yes,
it came from war game rules.
Yeah, yep.
Where there was science.
But it was like, ah, ha ha ha! Like, look at me! I outsmarted my players, and I've got a 50% death count. You know, like that was the bragging right as the DM, and I'm like, wow, this is not fun.
Art evolves over time.
Yep, yeah, for sure. To go back and like I read this module and went, you know, I'm gonna keep some of the bonkerness because it is the Dream Realm, but I can't run this for the next 6 months. You know, like this is gonna be for the next 2 or 3 games tops. With some reason for being there, and yeah, they're going to be pleasantly surprised. There's a twist that I've hinted at. I've watched their faces. None of them have gone aha yet, and yeah, it's coming, and they're going to enjoy it.
I bet there's lots of beard stroking though. It's mad.
No, there wasn't any like they didn't pick up on it, or like they're usually a little more expressive when they're like, oh, or they're like, I think I know. Like I think they're much more vocal when that happens.
You know what? So I was really trying on Tuesday to show up to that game because that would have been a good time to dump the 50,000 channel points I have just into stuff.
Oh, like this, Matt. 17 villain points, Marty.
Well, let me check. Are we sitting on any villain points? DM and channel points. No, we're not sitting on any boons or villain points. We have spent them. Mark has one hero.
Spend the villain points.
Mark has one hero point, just as an FYI. The rest of the tank is empty. I'm not begging on behalf of the players. I'm just letting them know what the current count is while that came up. Why don't we do a recap of what happened last game? It's been a couple of weeks with this crew. They were actually asking, what did we do last game? Last game was called Behir Done That. The Steelrose Expeditionary League rests at the cabin in the swamp. Half of their number leave for the Thorn Waste to clear out the Ghost Lord's lair, while the other half prepare for a foray into the lava fields around Amalgamons. In the Thorn Wastes, Slake searches for the lost Iron Coach. Barnabas, Eamon, Cog, Widget, and Brennos run afoul of a pride of lion ghosts and a many-legged servant of the Ghost Lord. Barnabas gains insight into the Ghost Lord's lair through a legend lore spell. And then I think we left off with Cog committing blood theft as he stole power that you suspect that the Ghost Lord had bestowed upon the Behir.
No, hold on. No, that's not what happened.
Was it Cog?
It was Barnabas. Yeah.
Was it Barnabas? Okay.
Cog was going to do that, but we retreated and everyone came back, and then Barnabas took the power.
Barnabas took 3 points. Yeah, you're right. So Barnabas knows that for somehow the Ghost Lord had the power to give Varanthian this Behir mythic power. So the realization of not only can you blood theft, you can almost like blood tithe or share your power with your followers. You don't know how this is done, and you're not sure. Well, you can give me a wisdom check while the rest of the party actually hears somebody approaching. You hear this whining, grating, metallic sound of something rolling through the mist or through the sandstorm towards you guys.
Can you center us, please?
Yep, you guys are outside the Ghost Lord's lair, which is a massive sphinx-like building, except its head looks like that of a manticore, and the body of the lion is a building.
21 on the wisdom check?
You don't know how you would do it, and then you remember Sunny saying some people can't accept mythic power without burning up. Like, some people don't have the potential to hold it.
Which is why they need a focus.
Or, even beyond that. You guys took your lives into your own hands by that first step to accept mythic power.
Joe Bob, who picks up an artifact and tries to soak up power, still turns to kindling. Or explodes or whatever.
I don't know if I think there's a telepathic bond going on, maybe? I don't remember.
Yep.
Yeah, there is.
I don't know if Barnabas is sharing that insight.
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay. Rolling out of the sandstorm is a very rusty, squeaky wagon being pulled by Slake. What the fuck are you guys all doing out here? I thought you'd be getting the Ghost Lord's treasure.
After you.
Oh yeah, I found it. It's
still here.
It's a bit beat up. So it's like something very large chewed on it, and then it was tipped over. Some of the wheels are kind of broken. He's half just dragging it, half moving it through the sands. Slake,
it's a project for someone. Fix that up.
Oh, don't worry. If you dents a few things, we'll have it fixed up in a couple of weeks. Maybe a bit more. We can add some more armored siding, and yeah.
Well, you could just use magic.
You touch this thing with magic. This is
Oh, Slake, you're so easy to annoy.
this is the no magic cart.
Widget is invisibly and mind-plagued, aping.
Slake goes over. What the fuck was this thing?
Fucking talking dragon thing.
He gives it a kick. Good. The world can use a lot less of those.
All right. Well, so we dispersed the main ghost threat, right?
There was a big
Troop of ghosts. It was a troop of ghosts. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
A troop of ghosts.
A pride of ghost lines.
Yes. Okay. So Brennis will dismiss the wall of fire.
Okay. Yeah, Slake just starts heading towards it. He was not afraid of the fire.
He wasn't hurt, was he?
Nope.
Okay.
I fought a couple of those ghost things out there.
Okay, and we're gonna go back in.
I heard a bunch of them over here.
Yes, well...
Yeah, heard.
Brennos and Cog killed like 30, so you're about a dozen behind each of them.
All right.
It was easy.
Not that we're keeping count.
He sticks the wagon here. He's pushing a couple of little rocks behind the wheels so it doesn't roll away. Not that it actually would roll away, but...
Off into the sands of time.
I keep count. I mean, it goes on your annual review.
The what?
What kind of review?
Something about
Never mind. You'll see later on.
Something about an anus review. He wants me to do some dentistry, but through his anus.
I'm so glad I work with such intelligent, verbose people.
Hi, you're lucky.
Shops.
Come on, Cog. What the fuck is this place?
Ghost Lord's lair, I suppose. Some old elf thing, you said, Barnabas?
Well, let's go see what treasures lie within.
He was an enemy of the elves. They really didn't like him.
Barnabas shared the summary of the legend lore, right?
He did, yes.
Can you summarize that, just as a refresher?
Because there's going to be clues to the dungeon in there.
Just give me a second while I look it up, because I know we put this down somewhere.
He was an elf, and then he was salty, and something happened, and I can't remember. I'm sorry. And then I remember pizza and tapas and fucking steaks.
Best players.
Then my wife lost her fucking cell phone.
Oh god. Twice.
Twice.
Or so I hear.
Nice.
Nice relaxing time.
Nice relaxing time.
In another country where people don't speak my language. Perfect.
Oh yeah. It's the funniest thing. There'd be scenes. There's scenes where there's somebody who's speaking to Jessica in an accent, but it's in English, and she doesn't understand. So she asks me what he's saying. So I translate the English into English into English back into English. To haggle over €2 on a fucking fridge magnet. Anyways.
That was rough.
Barnabas's divinations mark under Northern Expedition corresponded to his divinations. You got it?
Yeah, I got it. The Lion of the Thornwaste. Here we go. Once the lair of the cannibalistic lion shaman and enemy of the people of rest, the Lion of the Thornwaste became the death place of Urikil Zar, and the place of his rise to undeath as the Ghost Lord. It houses the Ghost Lord's favorite artifact, the heart of the Ghost Lion. We must have that. It also houses the corrupted seed of Yggdrasil, a gift from the Emperor Worm that walks by means of trade with the Obershadow. All of this is, yes, very important. Many heroes and villains have died attempting to face the Ghost Lord in his lair, which is why we faced him not there.
Yep. We also faced him underleveled, but you know.
That did we though? Because as I recall, one character put him down
Beat the shit out of
in 2 rounds. So,
Boom! Huh?
I think it was a case of
Don't stand beside the fully buffed raging barbarian.
Caster shouldn't have been there.
Barbarian go squish.
Okay, you wander up into, which is now obviously the Behir's lair. There's detritus and bones strewn throughout the rough-hewn lair.
Watch the goo, it's sticky.
There are crushed nettles and briars. Let me see if there's anything. There might be small piles of shiny bits and bobs of old art. Some urns that may be bronze funerary urns or amphoras.
it can all wait till we're sure the site is secured.
Okay. There is a broken broken wall that Brenos had bashed through, and then some of the gray oozes have pooled at the bottom of a ramp that leads up further into the body of the Ghost Lord's lair. Cog, are you following behind, or are you just waiting outside?
No, sorry.
Thank you, sir.
I was zoomed out. Zoomed out.
Hey, you don't look so good.
How badly is Cog injured?
You've got 5 strength damage.
Your gears are all fucked.
Oh, his healing should have kicked in.
Okay.
That's 25 damage.
So that'd be 1 damage left.
That's 1 damage left.
Okay.
And then 5 strength.
The strength, he's gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to drink a potion.
All right, so you're pausing to heal up a bit. Brenos, you've gone up the ramp, and then there's I moved you up
To the
here.
door again.
Yeah, there you can see that there is a an archway that might have been punched through here a long time ago, but someone has filled it in with stone.
Okay. I couldn't.
Slake
Telepathic bond it's a fancy pants. If you don't get your ass up here, I'm going to huff and puff and knock this wall in.
Hang on, Eamon is wounded, and we don't want him dying again, given that it's his new favorite hobby.
Eamon sneers, but he just puts his head down slightly to accept the healing.
We're going to cast a couple Cure Serious Wounds on him.
Okay, so there's a group hanging back a little bit to heal. What's Widget
How much
doing?
damage? How much damage does he have?
Widget will maintain the halfway point between the two.
Okay.
61.
Okay, it's not worth a heal. If you want to spend some time, Cog can heal him for a bit of damage.
Widget, there are carvings of like lions being captured and brought up this ramp, kind of like ancient carvings. It looks like the Ghost Lord may have had people follow him. Like there are more than just the Ghost Lord. You do see that there is a prominent figure that is like twice as big as the other carvings. They kind of are moving a little bit, and you're not too sure if this is an illusion or if this is the spirits of this place trying to show you things.
Do you know what they're trying to tell me? They're trying to tell me that it's good to have thumbs. Corporeal thumbs. You can't move the lions without thumbs.
Ah, yes. Cog downs 2 lesser restorations, and he's back.
There are the odd... It's almost like they made note of it, but they didn't want to draw a tremendous amount of attention to it. There are bound people that are also being brought up the ramp.
Yep. Well, souls to fuel the planes.
Widget knows that there are... I don't want to... There might still be ghosts here, but Widget feels that there are spirits here, and you're not too sure why you're able to see this. No one else seems to be reacting to moving art along the walls.
Because you got demon vision, that's why.
Barnabas, what do you think these people dragging lions are? He's gonna ask Barnabas a question. He's gonna try to conceal his motivations. Barnabas is really good at knowing when you're concealing your motivations. It's kind of this circular thing of like...
Yep.
Widget's being coy and pointing at a piece of...
This would be painting. Knowledge, history, knowledge... This could be linguistics, because it's kind of like picture writing. Yeah. And you get a +2 if you have 5 ranks in either. Like a synergy bonus. Well, and then if you speak Elven, you also get a +2.
So I'm at a +4. I'll take 10, use an inspiration point, and we'll see what we get. I think, yeah, my cognitogen is going, so it's another +4. That's actually 77. I forgot about Good Hope. So.
Okay. These are apparently a tribe of wood and wild elves. Followed the Ghost Lord maybe a long time ago when he was still a man or still a elf. They look like they were a bit more, how shall we say, primitive than elves at the same time. Yeah. Like much more running around in the wilderness. Their descendants actually live in like the descendants of those people at the time lived somewhere on the edges of Elsier Vale, in a place called Starsong Hill. Like they still occupy some of the ancient ruins of the Kingdom of Rest.
Okay, well, Barnabas shares all this in the form of a very brief history lesson.
Yeah, not necessarily the people that directly serve the Ghost Lord, but at least a branch of those people.
Lineage of people.
Yeah, it's just these were the people who at one time, yes.
Yep. Oh, they could be survivors too. Yeah, you'd probably piss them off if you went and said, "Hey, there's the Ghost Lord's minions." But yeah, there
Listen,
are.
if the Ghost Lord had a hat, I'm taking it. That's all I'm saying.
An old moldy fucking Duke.
It's like eating away and shit.
Hey, you know as well as I do, if that thing's an artifact, we're fighting over wearing that too. Like, come on. Adventurers look like idiots.
Barnabas doesn't notice that these glyphs are moving. Like,
he didn't mention anything about.
So he gives this little history lesson, then looks at Widget. What do you see?
Nothing.
A bunch of paintings on the walls.
Do you want to know what I hear?
What?
Do you see what I see?
In Hadean, that probably have spirits bound to them.
Oh, Barnabas will have a closer look at them. Is there any arcane markings on these things, or
no, they are a mixture of like carvings into the wall with some paint that has not done so well over the centuries. You can see a little tincture here and there. When you touch the wall and kind of try to examine them, they are very cold, like almost supernaturally so. There might be some haunt going on here. You're guessing the whole place might be haunted with the number of ghost lines that you...
Ghost hobgoblins.
Ghost hobgoblins that were part of the original army of the Red Hand of Doom. Yep.
well, do keep an eye on these things and let me know if you see anything that piques your interest.
I wouldn't be surprised if there were, demons in here somewhere. Just, nobody keeps them cold-eyed.
Barnabas looks at you and smiles. Neither would I.
All right, fucking eggheads, are we breaking down this wall or not?
Oh, let me have a look at it first. Hang on. We'll check it for traps.
Slake is shaking his head. After you, your highness, fancy pants.
Aye.
You're gonna have to make me a crown. You keep calling me that. Let's have a look. See here.
Crown. I'm pretty certain the Imperium suffers no kings.
Yeah, we should make him a crown. That way we make sure that he's on my side when we kill all the Imperial wizards.
As long as I get all of the things.
I mean, sure.
I mean, without breaking them, right?
Well, yeah, your toys will break last.
Right.
Now, Slake.
What?
Leave mine alone.
Just gotta remind them every once in a while. You're good. Without magic, you're fine.
Without magic, he's dead.
Nah.
Yes! Quite literally, his soul is contained in a magical gem.
Yes, I'm bound to nothingness.
Huh.
Wasn't that a fucking cheery thought? Pants! Wall! No!
Yeah, Barnabas, give me
yeah,
a perception check versus traps at a -4 because your party is distracting you.
My existential...
The opposite of
Resistance.
eating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're chatting, threatening violence, telling you we're gonna sell you out to the Imperium. Look at that, nat 20. Okay, no, but you see where somebody has walled this place up. Like you see exactly where the wall of stone was cast to fill in a archway.
Okay, Barnabas take a chalk and just kind of show those doors there.
Pretty certain whatever did that was a spell. Slake, that's the effect of a spell. You want to go give it a smash?
Yeah.
Yeah, magical wall. There you go.
Yeah. I didn't fucking hustle and half break the carriage dragging it out here so I could miss all this shit. He just sticks a fist right through a thin stone wall. Stones go flying along the floor into a room. The room is not very big. That's about 35 feet deep. Here, let me unfog. There are several squat stone doors and a spiral staircase without any railings leading up, and there's a stone bench against the far left wall. There are carvings of undead lions that loom over the bench, as if to pounce on anyone foolish enough to sit there. There is garbage, weird bits of thorns that come from the thorn waste that have found their way in here. It doesn't look like anyone has swept or kept it clean in quite some time. Brenos, you see the telltale signs that creatures who may have required to eat, drink, piss, and shit, sleep, may have occupied this chamber a long time ago. Like the threadbare, mouse-eaten bits of a bedroll.
Corporeal stuff.
Yep. Like some old rucksacks.
Excuse me.
All right.
The doors are cracked open. Like maybe some of the detritus and the garbage has kept them from being closed fully. You do see some scrape marks that the Behir may have tried to squeeze through here.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever Slake is, there may have been some way of opening it, but Slake is now battering down the wall.
Yep, that's fine. With arcane sight, are there any magical auras in that room?
This is Widget.
Mm-hmm.
Widget, there is a slow pulse that reminds you of a heartbeat of necromantic magic that is coming through this wall. It's just a slow, constant heartbeat, much slower than that of a man's.
Yeah, there's some sort of necromantic going on in there.
Whatever's going on behind there, you get the sense with your magical skill, it's so strong that it's going through stone. Yeah, all right, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kicking through the wall and breaking it down.
There's something fucked up behind the bench there, Slake.
Fucking lions. They're like undead or something. Huh.
Yes, that's what goes.
Okay. How you feeling, Slake?
Fine.
Is it cold in there, though?
No.
He doesn't feel cold.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
got a general sense.
It's gotta be really cold for me to really, feel the nip.
So
I think he's got 10 or 20 resist cold, just as a Forsaker. I think it's 10. But
these doors you said were cracked open?
yeah, they're cracked open. You'd have to go up to them to peek in, but
Okay, Bernos will go try to open this door.
Okay. Yeah, you basically, with your strength, you're able to crack it open. There's a series of rooms. The doors are all open. There's more garbage. It looks like an old guard room.
Yeah.
No, sorry, an old guest quarters. 11 is a storeroom. And 12 are like a bedroom / study.
Mm-hmm.
This has not been occupied in tens, if not 100 years.
Okay.
You do find signs of what might be the hobgoblin's gear.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a step through the storeroom.
Widget is going to ready a wall of force that just blocks this whole thing off.
Okay.
He's just going to sit there. He's like watching the auras, being like, if this could explode or something, we're going to just cork that off.
I see a little bit of light up the stairs. I think it might go to the outside.
Might come out the mouth. They were coming out the mouth. I was trying to come this way to go and get up to him, but they were out there and, got the thing. You?
Yeah, it goes up to the mouth, probably. Go have a look-see.
Yeah, there were 8 sleeping mats. The walls look like they were hung with depictions of large metal scales hung on leather straps, ranging in color from white to green, blue to red to black. Some of the art has been eaten away with time. Teeth and claws of ominous side hang from strips of leather overhead to create sort of a false ceiling. Bits of the hobgoblin art and adornments are strewn throughout the ground.
Once we pick what's valuable here, we should burn it all. Burn the rest. Purification by fire.
It does look like there are signs of there might have been a statue kind of where you were standing, but the statue's gone. But you could see a clear stain where the big, like a metal impression of a statue was sitting. You're guessing with your survival, it was like the statue of a dragon.
And was it like a pedestal, or was it like 4 feet and a tail?
4 feet, a tail.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. We will go.
In the little bedroom study.
Mm-hmm.
You do see that there are still some moldering sheets of yellow paper draping over a desk. Some of them have molded together, but you do see that there's still perhaps maybe a book that's still that has still survived the decay.
Okay. Yeah, there's some reading for you there, Fancy Pants. Okay, we'll go to the next. Like, we're not going to stoop. We're going to just.
Yep.
I guess we're going to go in front of the stairs to check the other door.
I guess Cog could have took a look into the storeroom.
Yeah.
Room contains about 24 crates and barrels, each labeled with a word or a term seeming to indicate its contents. Things like water, dried meat, bread, incense. You could give me a knowledge or a craft alchemy to see if there's anything of value.
Cog's gonna use it, yeah, sure, but Cog's gonna use his, the rod, and stick in a little gold nugget. Search for gold.
Okay, you're gonna pulse and see if there's anything gold in here.
Yeah, but I'll also give you alchemy. 26. 28, Bob.
Okay. The pulse. Well, what are you doing first? Do you search
Is
the
the
storeroom
alchemy.
or the alchemy? Okay.
Alchemy first.
You find there's a little salve in here that would act like a material, a usable material component for an acid spell,
Okay.
increasing its caster level and DC by 1. You find
Is it like a vial or is
yeah,
it
it's a little
container?
vial of some sort of concentrated. You're guessing black dragon breath weapon,
Oh, okay. We'll
or
grab that.
or maybe something like the essentia from a dragon, like the gland that actually produces a breath weapon. You find 2 doses of it.
Okay. So
Did Barnabas go over to the writing, or is he just sticking at the doorway?
I think he's going to stick at the doorway till the doors get all investigated.
Okay. Brenos, this next room
Let
has
the canaries do their work.
interesting.
I like canaries.
I know you do.
Do you guys have life bubble up, or are you actually smelling in this place?
we have life bubble.
You say that really loudly, but my tokens
I don't
have
see it
life
on my
bubble.
tokens either.
Okay.
But
Life bubble guy at home.
There is a smell of death and chemicals from the next room, Brenos. It's not fresh death, it's like old death. You've fought enough undead that, or been around enough.
Knowledge alchemy can
I'm gonna
identify
wait-
the chemicals.
I'll wave Slake over.
Yeah. What?
yeah, I don't have it.
There's something dead on the other side of this door.
All right.
You haven't had a chance to punch nothing yet.
Oh, I told you I punched a few of those lion things. They came after me, but
Where's their bodies? How are we supposed to do it?
same way you guys fucking punched a bunch of lions, and I didn't see it.
Yeah, but we had others to vouch for the existence of the lions.
You guys are a bunch of spell-begging liars.
Brennan's gonna keep the door open.
Okay. Yeah, if there was anything on the other side, you guys were making plenty of noise to let them know that you were here. You kick open a chamber that looks like,
Saw movie?
yeah, there's a low stone slab against the far wall. There are clots of blood and hair and bits of tissue that are clinging everywhere around this room. The stone shelf above the table is cluttered with jars, vials, urns, and stained surgical instruments, and then there are much larger lumberjack size kind of surgical implements like saws and things that are strewn throughout the floor. There is a pit that has this clean streak that has then since dusted over, that goes from the area labeled 9 to the door that you're at and kind of wormed its way towards the door where Barnabas and
Fucking ooze trail.
yeah, it's like an old ooze trail. At first you thought it might have just been the way people walked in stone. Over time actually creates sort of a shininess. But no, you're pretty sure it's from the ooze trail. There is a low stone door that is completely shut in the corner of the room at an odd angle. Of course, the building is inside of a lion's body, so you might have
weird angles and stuff.
Yep.
There
There are currently no bodies. Give me what is your survival check?
Like the base bonus.
Yeah.
The base bonus on my survival is 34.
Okay. So, something has been killed here, or processed, or whatever, since the Ghost Lord's death.
Maybe they're trying to make a new one.
You think maybe a hobgoblin? humanoid at least. Like some of the implements have dried blood that's only a couple of months old. Like,
Yeah, it's not like it would have been a fresh hobgoblin, not like the red-handed doom hobgoblins, unless they've got time warp somewhere or stasis.
the claw marks or the footprints are upright, medium-sized, and they have claws at the end of their toes.
Mm. Okay.
Barefoot.
Barnes will sneak up to this door.
Okay.
Give it a listen.
You don't hear anything.
Does it? It's sealed. You said, yeah.
Yeah, the door is closed completely. There's sort of like a handle where you kind of turn and you pull the door open.
In the telepathic bond. Yeah, there's something corporeal around here that's fucking with things. Slake's not in the telepathic bond, so
Yeah, he's wandered up.
Somebody doesn't know how to look after their
All right,
tools.
I'm coming up.
He's picked up a couple of the tools and just put them on the thing.
yeah, something with clawed feet and some sort of monster.
Can Barnabas identify what it is? Maybe a combination of his survival and knowledge nature, perhaps? Or one of the other knowledge skills?
Yeah, let me glance. So first is your survival.
Okay,
You read a book once. That means he's better at it than I am.
yeah, I read a book about it, so I'm really good at that sort of thing.
He's a genius mythic character.
he read a book once.
You know how you're the champion of beating things? He's the
champion of knowing things. Exactly. That's what I mean. He read a book once.
62.
Okay, so the creatures that came out here, there were at least 3 of them. 2 of them that held someone down and 1 that did the sawing. They are previously humans or elves.
Ghouls, perhaps?
And they are ghoulish in nature. They are undead. And let me just see if there's 60. Oh my goodness, how do I just not...
Are there draggy purple tongue marks?
Oh, don't. Oh, those are nasty things. I hate those.
Does it smell like purple?
Smell like death?
It smells
You
like
know that
get
they're hairless. They have oozing sores. You even see some of the pale white fluid that comes out of their oozing sores. They have long, writhing, pale tentacles that sprout from beneath their arms. And you saw they used the tentacles to hold someone down. The person that they held down isn't there, but from some of the splatters, it looks like they drank the person they held down. And Barnabas is now deducing, like
He's Sherlock Holmesing this thing.
the Jacques Cousteau of Volcanica. These undead are called bone drinkers. You can give me
The bone drinkers.
you can give me a knowledge, knowledge religion.
Religion?
Yep.
Oh, okay, I'll take 10 and I'll just take my... Oh, I got a +4 because cognition, good hope, so we're at a +6. So... 71?
Hey, Fox. Truly repulsive creatures, bone drinkers hunt and feed on the bones of their victims. Terrible undead created in a horrid ritual reminiscent of mummy creation. Bone drinkers wander the dark places of the world, seeking upon creatures to feed upon. Apparently, hobgoblin wizards were the first to develop the ritual to create these monstrosities. They resemble ghasts in many ways. They are pouncy, grabby, bone-drinking undead.
When I hear bone drinking, I hear con damage.
They're terrible, terrible. They liquefy your bones and drink them while you're still alive.
Once they grapple you, they begin to try to drink your bones. The painful toxin that they secrete into the victim deals con damage. Creatures that die because of this have the majority of their bones become too brittle to support their bodies and collapse into sacks of loose flesh.
So I'm just gonna make sure I got a freedom of movement going right now. 'Cause fuck that nonsense.
They're, how shall I say,
Icky poo-poo.
they're icky. Brando should be able to tear through them.
Yeah, but it's always that. But what if?
Also, this giant necromantic spell aura that's just beaming through a wall that's near that door.
Yep. Is Widget hanging back still, or
Widget's hanging out there watching this fucking aura.
okay?
He's on this aura duty. What's this fucking heartbeat?
Hey, Widget, watch out for bone drinkers.
Yeah, I got you. I was listening.
So have you got a freedom of movement up, brothers?
Hey,
All right, that's good. Well, get your bones drank then. Good luck, Eamon. He does have one, actually.
hey, Brandis will open the door.
I take it back, he doesn't. I'm going to give him one.
Half of my bones are replaced by metal. Try to drink that.
They got bodies, right?
They are corporeal creatures. You should be able to smash right through
Okay,
them.
we put away the ghost touch blade and pull out the platinum. Or do we like the fact that it's disrupting? No, we'll keep the Day Hope hammer out because they're expecting undead. We'll keep it rocking, you know.
Okay. Cog is hiding outside. Widget is hiding
he's a
even
coward.
further outside. Yeah, okay.
We'll just even further outside. Yep.
Barnabas is casting freedom of movement on.
I don't want to be there. All right, freak.
Slake
Cog.
doesn't have his tower shield out because I think it affects his stealth.
Yeah, minus 8 stealth or whatever, minus 5 stealth.
Cog's defensive. I just extend his arm, ready to smack something.
Did you want me to check the door?
Tower shield's -4 ACP at this point.
That's awesome. It's minus 10 normally.
And his stealth is +2. Let's go. Let's do
All right,
this.
so we're sneaky. I don't know. The door is getting kicked open.
All right. It reveals a awkward arched hallway. There are more of these footprints from these bone drinkers. And perhaps they dragged someone's corpse further into the building.
Yeah, I think the 3 Gronks are making their way to the end of the hall.
Okay.
We're moving on up, would you?
All right, you want to halt there? Things have just become very dry as you guys wandered over a glyph. It just pulls all the moisture out of the air in this hallway, as you guys have just been wilted.
I just muted myself to anyways. Yeah, horde wilting. So dry.
Horrible wilting.
Just what Ahmed likes. Fort saves.
Okay, what's the DC?
It is a trap, so it's not going to be
Horde
terribly
wilting
high.
is 8th.
Yeah,
right?
so DC
So it's
22,
22. Yeah.
61 damage for half.
Brenos
DC 22.
Brenos just tanks it.
Is this necromancy?
It
It is necromancy.
It's a
Brennan?
necromancy effect. It's not a death effect, and the type of damage is damage.
Desiccation. It's just damage.
You need to be living. I think both Slake and you are still considered living creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So Slake's.
Brenos metals his way through.
However, this thing has spell resistance, so Slake's immune.
33. Oh, what's the SR?
Oh, do you have SR?
He's a monk, so it's
Okay.
a different level.
35.
Oh, goddamn. Yeah, I beat it by 33. Is my
Okay,
fort
so
save.
you take half, so you take 30 damage.
Ooh, evasion!
Fortitude save. It just the whole room became
Evasion! Will save evasion.
so dry.
That's called metal.
It's a good thing that you healed up before coming into this room.
30 damage.
Yep, and you didn't roll a 1, so none of your potions or anything like that became powder.
Your healing
First
potion
thing.
is just dust now.
Bruno shrugs. Like, oh.
Yep.
What was that?
I'm getting really tired of these traps.
Fancy Pants not doing his job.
I fucking heard that. I fucking offered to check it, and you just kicked the door in. So fuck you. Enjoy your ashy skin.
Eamon looks back at Barnabas like, are we moving up or are we standing?
Widget's gonna come across.
Okay.
He still wants to keep an eye on the necromantic pulse, if he can.
Yep, the pulse is also coming through this door, like it's radiating out.
Wait.
You're guessing now that you've been watching it via magic, you're guessing that there's something in here
Yep.
that is pulsing like a very slow beating necromantic heart.
Barnabas, I've got one of those ideas.
Have at it.
Well, there's something important right fucking there. And they've booby-trapped the shit out of this place, apparently. So, why don't we just make a fucking hole right there?
Yeah, all right. You got a disintegrate ready to go?
Do I have a disintegrate ready to go?
Right.
Well, wait, hang on. Before you do that, are you sure you don't want to punish the people for making fun of us for being smart? I mean, another 15 feet, I think they learn a lesson.
I'm just gonna make a hole and see what happens.
All right, I'm in. Stand in front.
Okay.
We're just gonna blast a disintegrate through this wall.
All right, a 10 by 10 section of the wall will disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Let me put that as background. And we'll do it like that. No, we'll do it like this.
Let's remember I gotta mark something down on my character sheet. I don't want to return a feat.
All right, Widget, you bust a hole through, and you see now the source of the necromantic heart pulsing. And I'm going to roll initiative in a second, but let me describe what it is that you see here.
That's the fucking treasure. It's holding this whole fucking building up.
Sounds like the
That's why we
The
have
seed.
teleport.
what is it? The corrupt seed of Yggdrasil?
Well, there's two things in here. We want the corrupt seed of Yggdrasil, and we
And
want
the
the
lion's
lion's heart.
The oval chamber is empty except for a single massive, roughly spherical shaped object of polished black stone. It might be obsidian.
It obviously has surfaces, or no? Like, might it accidentally be a sphere of annihilation?
you know, it's polished and it has
It's
it has
obviously real.
surface-
Okay.
Yep. It's a several-ton ball of magical basalt and obsidian in the rough shape of a heart. The beating is coming from this great necromantic device.
Is that the Yggdrasil seed? Yggdrasil corrupt seed?
Don't think so.
No, it's the lion's heart.
It's
It's the artifact we wanted.
You are hearing like things start to moan or whine, like maybe it's the bone drinkers. Little crusty footsteps and hollow breathing through tubes, sucking sounds, as well as garbling coming from the southern area. Like your disintegrate blast through a wall has woken them up.
Yep.
And I think at this point we're gonna roll initiative.
All right. Burby.
I'm not
2
walking
secs.
through a hall full of traps. That's stupid shit. I don't know when those things reset.
All right. The grabby bone drinkers have a plus.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Plus 9. Do you guys still have a plus 4 to your initiatives? Was that greater heroism or are those
Greater heroism, yeah, lasts for minutes.
15 minutes.
I don't know. We've been streaming for longer than 15 minutes.
Yeah, because it takes us 3 minutes to walk across a room.
Cautiously looking at things, looting.
Cautiously, these guys are kicking doors down.
We haven't looted.
Okay.
I would. The only one I would argue with is the looting part. We haven't looted. We just looked
All
at
right.
rooms.
That's fine. Still running. Cog, what are you doing? You hear noises. Sleepy time.
The timing for Ahmed's I need to be right. Step away for a second. This could be better.
Ahmed's back.
Okay. What you doing here first? There's noises of stuff. Stuff and
Where are the
things.
noises?
From around the corner where Widget created
That's
a bunch
all.
of dust.
Not here.
Nope.
Oops. Not through here, right? Back there.
You've got a high enough perception that it's muffled coming through that door. It's unmuffled coming through this open way.
All right, here we go. Stupid wizards. Cog's gonna stand here,
Okay.
ready to punch a thing, and
Instinctually,
Bend
as
his
a
arms.
as a living creature, you do not like the pulses that is coming off of this giant heart thing. You can feel your own life force
am I taking
reacting.
damage?
No. Your heart and internal gears, your life essence flickers every time the onyx lion heart beats. So you're going to there and readying an action to punch something?
I extend my arm and I ready an action.
Widget.
Ready to- Can I ready a flurry?
It's an action you're readying, so I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's a single action, yeah. You should start doing that. Sounds good.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't think the lion heart thing is real. It's fake. I'm just gonna. It's just reality is subjective anyway, so we're just going to whatever the fucking heart thing is. It's
I
not real.
love that spell.
Okay, subjective reality, does it work automatically on magic items?
So it is. So magical effects have a 50%. So one object, creature, or force that I can see
Yep.
And then I convince myself it's an illusion. For you, the target becomes transparent. It does not create sound or smell. It does automatically work. There's no spell resistance to it. If you can move through the object, any non-magical attacks cannot harm you. Magical attacks deal half damage.
Half damage. Okay.
Non-damaging abilities have 50% chance not to affect you, and you're immune to a whole bunch. And then there's a list of stuff you're immune to from it. So anything sonic, language dependent, scent based. You
Okay.
can't hurt it.
Great. Would you like? Yeah,
It's
you'll
not
just your trickiness, your illusory shadow magic can just alter your perception of the world becomes reality.
Yeah. It's just a
And you've used magic to trick your own brain into.
Hey, why is Widget taller?
I'm not a gnome.
You don't know me. You don't know me.
Oh,
I'll see
goodness.
myself out.
Sad.
No more jokes.
Okay, Widget will then ready to hit something with the whirly gig.
It's a dialect of wood elf, and
Oh no.
and abyssal, maybe Hidean, a Hidean and wood elf.
Abyss elf.
Intruders into the master's lair.
Schmeagles.
More ghosts. More ghosts.
Well, that's no good.
Right, the greater bone drinker has a readied action after it's scuttled up to here, and it's gonna hide.
You piece of shit.
Its hide would be okay. 42. Okay, Bernos.
Brenos is going to. Oh, this looks less than perfect. I'm going to judge this situation to be less than good.
Yep.
In particular, we're going to be using a judgment of purity, which is bonuses on saving throws.
Whatever
and-
for.
Whatever for at time.
What god are you worshiping today?
Garrix, flaming god of dragon destruction.
All right, so the flames of purity.
The god of fuck your house.
Flames of purity.
Yeah, and we're gonna go with destruction as the other part of this because Garrix. And we're going to. My move speed is low. Are we? Oh, I'm around the corner. I'm actually not around the corner. I'll move over towards Cog.
Okay. You could hear things moving deeper within the chamber, Barnabas.
Barnabas will free action start a bard song.
Okay. Is it out loud or in the telepathic bond?
He'll do it out loud because Slake's with us.
Okay.
And damn it, I do not like ghosts. Not worried about the bone drinkers because there's bodies, but ghosts. Fuck ghosts. think he is going to greater invis himself. Because maybe those ghosts can't see him. And that's it.
Okay, greater invis. I'll put a aura on you. Eamon.
Eamon's just going to ready for something to come in range to attack it.
Okay, the bone drinkers.
Oh no. Oh, that's disgusting.
It's not pus, they're just oozing calcium.
Its nipples are looking at me.
You can see they cautiously circle around the room. I guess Cog and Eamon Widget are the first ones. Barnabas are the first ones to see one of them. Yeah, it's horrible. It's sort of inching around the room trying to see what you're at. It looks excited, like it's got more things to drink. It's pretty gross.
I have a
Tentacles
feeling-
tentacles coming out of the side. These things were definitely once elves. You get the sense that they might be older and less fresh undead than you'd typically encounter.
Yeah.
They basically are clustering near the doorway, unfortunately for them, having to have moved from their alcoves. Okay. Top of round 2, Cog.
You gonna fire some spells in there, or what's the deal?
Give us a chance.
I don't want to get into that room. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel safe. It feels quite dangerous.
When's the last time we did something that was safe?
No, this doesn't seem right.
Get the fuck in there.
So, Slake, sorry. Slake did... he's not in the initiative for some reason. What's his initiative modifier?
Oh no, it's not safe.
4. Initiative +5.
I don't have metal, you son of a bitch.
We'll say on his turn, last round, he took out his tower shield and moved beside Bernos. All right, Cog, what do you do?
Cog's going to
And he did go after the bone drinkers. He rolled like shit.
Barnabas, is it safe to enter close to the thing?
No, I should think not.
All right, Cog's readying an attack.
What thing? It's a figment of my imagination.
Cog's readying an attack, and re-extending his arm.
Okay, Widget.
Alright, you fucking things. Alright. Yeah, being a son of bastards. Alright, so, Widget is going to...
You've got regular invisibility and mind blank up.
Yes.
Okay.
I also, as an illusionist, have, like, move action, greater invisibility when I need it.
Okay.
We probably don't want to spend any more time near the fucking thing than we need to, so we're just going to cast a haste and get everybody, just because,
Okay. Cast a spell.
Bippity bippity, we're going quickity.
Your 15th level.
And when he really wants to, it's at 19.
How do you do that again?
He's sorry for his haste as a transmutation. It's only 16th.
Okay.
His,
Again, how do you...
his cast level's all messed up. He's got a +2 mythic for his mythic powers, mythic bonded item, +2 cast level when using the bonded item.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And then my illusions are higher and my necromancies are higher. And
Right, because of shadow magic.
transmutations,
Right, yes.
it's all funny. I can do a caster level 20 necromancy spell with a mythic point.
That's awesome.
And then ready to hit something with a whirligig if I need to.
Okay. I guess everyone but Eamon hears somewhere in this back room with the stone bench, like a stone door opening. You don't hear anything else. I'm just gonna, I don't know, refog half the room.
That's fine. I'm visible. I'm unseeable over here.
Brenos.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Brenos is going to cast a divine favor.
His Dayhope hammer glistens with magic.
Bonuses.
As he asks the draconic god of destruction for luck in battle.
Okay, then we're going to step out. I don't understand the concept of reach with these things. Like, I don't. Do they have long? Like, they got are their tendrils long, or are they?
Right now, they're not.
Yeah, I have no idea. Okay. Okay, I'm going to step in front of Cog, or step by Cog.
You'll understand in a minute.
Yep. And I will ready an attack. I am not raging yet.
Okay. You're readying an attack. Okay.
Yep. This pulsy heart thing, is it?
Yeah, you feel. Let me check to see what spells you've got.
Death. I think I got Death Ward running.
I don't see it on your sheet.
Sorry, I've got the ability to trigger a Death Ward if there's.
We've got that contingency.
Okay. Well, right now it's not running. Yeah, you do feel your heart skipping a beat, following the beat of the very slow beat from the lion's heart.
As long as that thing stays quiet, I don't need all my heartbeats to live. I need just most of my heartbeats to live.
Barnabas?
I think Barnabas is going to move to here for a better angle. Drop a fireball in the middle of the room, like here.
Okay, what's the DC?
The DC is 28. Damage ain't great though.
Okay.
Rusty.
Oh my goodness. Failed.
Look at the ones.
Failed, evaded.
Are they extra flammable?
No. Oh, failed. So they all take all of it. Damn it.
He gives Eamon kind of a shove. There's something coming from the other room.
Oh, it is 33. Okay, you didn't.
Yeah, he doesn't do a lot of damage.
He's not a blaster. He's a.
Yeah, fire rips throughout the chamber, striking the bone drinkers. They look pissed off, and then one in the back you don't quite notice, just sort of ducked behind the wall. They tried to scramble out of the way, but there's not a lot of room in this chamber. The fire just licked at the lion's heart. It maybe created a bit of condensation on it, but it didn't harm the thing, the artifact. Eamon.
Eamon is going to prepare for something to come out of either room now. And
Were they ready?
Ready to, you know what? He's going to move behind Widget and Barnabas.
Guard to the door. Yeah.
We got a Cog and Brennus on the other side. I think that's good enough.
All right. The Bone Drinkers, after getting blasted,
Sneaky pricks that they are.
are going to go running back into this room.
Fucking assassins. Get you out, cozy bastards.
This one goes and throws his tentacles, which come out around him, around the lion's heart. And you notice that he begins to heal.
Oh, fuck that.
And then this one is going to step up and ready.
Call bullshit.
I'm looking up how... He said it was 2,000 pounds.
It looked like a couple of tons, yeah.
It's a short ton, long ton, metric ton.
It's a big ass rock. You don't know its density.
Oh, no.
What's your intel? How much engineering do you know?
Brenda's fuck all.
You know an engineer.
Yeah.
You know when he's speaking engineering talk.
Yeah, he's doing that nerd thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
What the fuck's a binomial? It's like two gnomes.
I think I saw one of them at the pub. Funny hot.
Binomial.
Binomial.
A binomial is a gnome between the age of 25 and 35.
It's funny.
All right, moving on.
Okay. Slake.
I swear, stream, we're done with the dad jokes.
I think Slake just goes in there.
Yep.
This thing has a readied action. It's going to try to reach out to grab Slake. It reached out at this point.
Which point?
10 feet away.
10-foot reach.
Hmm.
You said 15-foot ceilings?
Yep. Oh, yeah, it's his third ed. It doesn't have a fucking...
The CMB?
Yeah. I'm like, where is it? Nope, they just...
It should be somewhere around its attack roll. Maybe +4 for having tentacles.
Oh, no. Its tentacle comes flopping out. It looks like it tried to hit Slake, like, for impacting damage, and Slake just pushed it away with his shield, and then continued to move in. He's going to slug this thing in the face.
What the fuck's going on in here? That looks fucking magical.
And the meeting of two minds. Slake with a power attack. And Bardsong is a +4? 3? 4? Okay. Hits AC 42. He hits. He drank his mutagen. Oh, it should be actually a little bit higher. +36. He does 45 points of damage, min damage.
Because that D6 means a lot.
It has DR, but I believe Slake's fists get through... They get through magic, silver, cold iron, and alignment. And this thing has 2 of those. Yeah, he just crushes part of its head. It's still standing. It's not bloodied. but he just
Mm.
walloped it one. And I think he's going to wallop it again. This time I'll get the bonus right.